To discuss this further, let's bring in law enforcement veteran Lieutenant Randy Sutton. Lieutenant Sutton, what is the proposed motive in this horrific case?
Well, that's anybody's guess at this moment. What law enforcement will be doing as they begin this investigation is searching the home of the suspect. They'll be looking for any devices that he might have, cell phones, computers, and combing through his social media, if he has a social media presence, to try and determine what the motive actually was. And that's what's so frightening about events like this. They are seemingly random. There's no connection between the suspect and the victims. That's what usually drives a motive. There's usually some type of a relationship, and so there can be, when the investigation takes place, you can assign some type of motive. In situations like this, there isn't always a motive. I mean, remember, I was a lieutenant with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, where we had one of the most horrific mass shootings in history. And to this day, no one knows the motive of that shooter.
I can't imagine that you were there at that time. I'm so sorry. That must have been so difficult to be there at that time. We were just talking about that as well with what happened at the Supreme Court just 2 days ago with the bump stocks ruling. I want to ask you, you mentioned the word random. If it's random, how can people, especially at this water park, young kids, how can you protect yourself from something like this?
Well, and that's the most horrifying part of this. There is no way to protect yourself. When you look at some of the mass shootings, the shooters are looking for places where there are a lot of people, and of course, you can assign that to any major location in America now. I mean, there's always crowds of people in many areas, and law enforcement, it has kind of its hands tied here, because with that randomness, you cannot protect everybody all the time, and that's what it creates such a fear, amongst families and people who are just trying to live their life. So that's why this is so horrific, is because at this point, it doesn't look like there is a motive that would be, when we say normal, if you can ever have a normal shooting, but usually there are some motives that come out when you're doing the investigation. And right now, we'll have to wait and see if law enforcement are able to come up with any motivations from their investigation.
Just terrible. Thank you so much for your insight into this, Lieutenant Sutton. We appreciate your time this afternoon. Thank you.
No, my pleasure.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.